So here's the engine of the Cosmo. Got your air intake, oil filter he just took off, which is straight forward, straight ahead there. Two-stroke, minor exhaust leak. Now these are fixed with baby clips. What are they? Bobby pins or whatever they're called. Of course, he's got his super loud horn. And of course he's upgraded the paint job on the inside with Rust-Oleum, which definitely adds to the performance of this vehicle. The leaking battery, as a matter of fact, the leaking battery definitely adds some horsepower. Leaking batteries give off a lot more voltage. The interior of the vehicle, if I can show you this, you do have high performance door handles, and these door handles are, as you can see, very aerodynamic. You lift, you pull them open. Now on the inside you have high bucket seats. Now these seats, if you can see this, notice how high the headrest goes. This is to protect yourself. Also, if you're wearing a racing helmet, it will protect you in a crash. Notice see how this will hold you in place during those high G's. Of course, a vehicle like this has to come with a CB radio. Now, a CB radio is so that you can talk to other people that have CB radios. Now, that's like trucks, stuff like that. This car is definitely faster than trucks, so he just lets them know that he's about to pass. Notice the ashtray. This is something that a lot of cars don't have these days. Now, this was not an option. This actually came with all vehicles, and this was a standard item. The cracked dash, now that adds to the vintage look of this vehicle. It's something that we can all appreciate, I'm sure. You have two glove boxes, one that locks, and if I could show you the interior of this glove box, let me make sure there's no top secret material in there. Notice that he has a bottle of cologne. When you own a vehicle like this, you definitely have to have cologne, and it also has a spot that a light used to be in. Now I can smell the cologne, so the cologne definitely adds to the flair of this vehicle. You also have a smaller glove box, and if you notice, you have fuses. These are fuses that are very easily accessible. So for instance, if you blow a fuse, let's say you're going on the freeway and you're going about 50 miles per hour top speed, and you blow a fuse, you can just simply reach over and change that fuse while you're driving. Kind of like people that text and drive. This vehicle, you can change the fuses while you drive. And like I said, that's standard. Sorry for the blurriness there. Now, if you can notice, you do have a lot of wood in this interior. You've got a wood brake handle, wood shifter, and a wood steering wheel. Now, this wood is an exotic wood. Like I said, standard Mazda issue. Most likely a Japanese wood. The dash is, of course, well, this is probably the only piece of plastic in this vehicle, other than about 90% of the interior. This is made to look like wood, but it does give a very pleasing look to the vehicle. You have all types of gauges. You have your cigarette lighter, and the way that works is you push it, and it actually you can light your cigarette with it. You have your amperage, all kinds of stuff. You have your speed, and we'll go to the other side and take a look at that. You also have a place to put your glasses and or other small items, and you also have buttons here that I guess do nothing. Maybe it was an option that that was not put on this vehicle. And also a small change area, which, like I said, in a performance vehicle like that, that is necessary. It was not made for a phone, because back then people didn't have phones. And you have this is leather, As you can tell, this is real leather on this, which is really cool that they have leather like that all over the place, leather. So we'll transition to the back of the vehicle. As you can see, it's very comfortable. Again, seats made for a performance vehicle, and you can see that you have some aluminum tape there. That is to make instant repairs to this vehicle if needed. You see a empty packaging of JB Weld. That is another thing. Like I said, if for instance one of his fenders fall off for some reason, he can do an instant repair and just continue on with his journey to and from work. You have many ways to adjust the seats. And it's not automatic. These are actually mechanical levers that you would pull, and the seat would actually roll forward. Really neat stuff. That click, that's a very, if you hear that, it gives you a very tactical feel, which is important. Again, door handles, and notice how the lock says lock, which is important because you know, it's good that they actually tell you that that's a lock, because you might not know that's a lock, and or you might forget that that's a lock. So they put lock on that, which is good. Roll down windows. This is a crank. To make the windows go up and down, you actually turn this, and I'm not going to do it because I believe this window doesn't work anymore. I could be wrong. This window does work. Okay, so as you can see, it is a manual lever. Very tactical feel to it, and a very positive grip. I like that. Notice the rust that's happening on the interior of the vehicle. Again, that is something that we can all appreciate and just adds to the vintage look of this fantastic vehicle. Of course, we have the sticker, Racing Beat. Stickers make your car faster. This is important. And we have the large racing wheels. Now, you think that he's trying to paint this vehicle. He's not. There might be a painting in the future, but this has been a work in progress, I think, for what, the last 5 years? Something like that?
Yeah. This is about to get used as a plug for a new carbon fiber or fiberglass trunk lid.
There we go. So we're going to actually ruin the vintageness of this vehicle, and we're going to start carbon fibering it. We have the sticker on the back that is somewhat tribal. It is to ward off tailgaters. It adds a sense of more mystery to this vehicle, not knowing who's inside of it, which is important. Right here in this small compartment, we have a lock, and I'm guessing that this is where the fuel is placed. Now, the fuel that is put in this vehicle is what, a mixture of gasoline and oil, correct? Just like a chainsaw, and this car sounds like a chainsaw. Again, we have a sticker that says Cosmo, just in case you forgot the name of your vehicle. We have that on this vehicle. Very fine example of where you could use the aluminum tape to make a repair. I believe that these repairs that he has made, he's made on the fly. These were done on lunch breaks and all that good stuff. You have a mirror here. It's electric. And it's an electric mirror. We have an electric mirror. Now we're going to transition to the driver's or the pilot's passenger side, if you will. Again, we have more levers here to adjust the different aspects of seating position. Notice this foam. This foam, unlike the foam that's in your vehicle, is not toxic because it is not fire resistant. You drop a cigarette on this thing and you will burst into flames and probably die instantly. But the good thing about that is it's not toxic and it doesn't kill newborn babies. You can thank California for these rules. Right here you have your cruise control, which is important because in a vehicle like this, you know you're not the fastest car and you want to just chill out and disturb all your neighbors. with the noise that this thing produces, and it's just beautiful. You have all kinds of other tactical gauges here. Very positive feel to them. If you can hear this, it really lets you know that you did something. And you have a horn. You have a horn, which I'm not going to test because I might disturb the native wildlife in the area. Alpine Stereo. Now again, you know, is the Alpine Stereo that was standard, correct?
No, that's from 1982 somewhere.
That is a 1982 Alpine Stereo. That's going to be on eBay shortly. It is an antique. You are welcome to start bidding on that. Maybe I'll place a link below, possibly. Again, more gauges to control your air. And all this stuff illuminates, correct, when you put on your lights?
Illuminates green.
And it illuminates green. Because green was like the red of today. So green, red is the new green. Correct?
Yep.
Red is the new green. We have a dome light that actually works. It doesn't have a cover on it, but that light bulb's, now that's a halogen light bulb. That light bulb gets really, really hot. So if your cigarette lighter doesn't work, what you'll normally do is you just place your cigarette above your head, place it on the light bulb, and it'll actually ignite the cigarette. Multiple mirrors. This rear view mirror system was very popular in the 80s, and it was added. This is an aftermarket feature, very popular, and again is vintage. A mirror like this, what, would sell on eBay for maybe what, $200?
No, they still sell them.
They still sell them?
Like 60 bucks.
About 60 bucks for a mirror like this. So that ain't no joke right there. We have sun visors that no longer work because the mirror is in the way of them, but that's okay. Nobody uses sun visors anyway. Lots of padding. Lots of padding.
The real wood steering.
I did, and that is a Japanese exotic wood because this car was manufactured in the country of Japan, if I'm not mistaken, correct? So that is most likely
Japanese cherry wood.
Yep, Japanese cherry wood, which this steering wheel alone, imagine the knife handles you could make just from this steering wheel. So, very impressed. Notice the rust holes. This is actually a performance option which lightens the vehicle, and I mean, all these rust holes, what do you estimate that it's added? Maybe what, maybe 1 extra mile per gallon, possibly? At least it lightens it. And then of course you have a hard metal top. There was no sunroof option, if I don't believe.
Not in the US.
Not in the US. Oh, and then you have this right here. This little thing right here that looks like a speaker, it is not.
It's a vent.
It is a vent. And you have these windows, I forgot to show you these. You actually have small windows that roll down for the
opera windows.
Yep. What are they called?
Opera windows.
Opera windows? They're called opera windows. Now these windows, I don't know if it was a safety feature because a newborn baby's head could barely fit through this thing. But very popular because people smoked back then, and you could actually flick your cigarette out the window without using your internal ashtray, which again, you have an internal ashtray straight ahead if you look, because smoking was very popular those days. You have carpeting also on your doors, which gives you the feeling of, you know, kind of like the floor transitions into your door, which is very nice. So that's about it.